Welcome to this week's edition of Smart Money Sundays. Hope you are doing well and are ready to crush it again in the markets this week. Okay, so this is going to be somewhat of a brief episode as I don't really see much in terms of pertinent setups. Of course, I don't typically identify many of my setups that I take during the week on the weekends. It's just more so for me, I prefer to do some kind of higher time frame top-down analysis so that I have that directional bias going into the week and then be able to more or less zoom into the lower time frames and look for those entries in the direction of my overall bias, which I more so identified on the weekends. Okay, so starting off as usual on the dollar index. Okay, now dollar index accumulated, as you can see over here, and originally I wanted us to retrace into these extremely discounted levels, but we kept going and we finally got that retracement really into, I believe it was a 4-hour level down here. Okay, and we finally traded into that and have had a nice reaction from that. Okay, so right now where we are kind of in a range here, right? But based on the fact that we did accumulate on the DXY, I do expect another significant drive taking out this high, really coming into that 95.50 that I've been wanting for some time now. Okay, so looking at the DXY now, kind of more so on a lower time frame, what I would like to see initially this week is a run on these lows here, okay, on this short-term structure. Okay, I want to see us take this out, and we do have a 30-minute candle that I could see price playing off of once we get down into these deep discounted levels. Okay, so this 30-minute candle that ran liquidity, I'll be looking for price to trade back down into and then scale in to look for potential longs on the dollar. Okay, so if we hop on over to euro, that more or less aligns with our 30-minute candle here, okay, on the euro. And so what I'd like to see is us run out this structure here, kind of similar to the DXY. Obviously it's the inverse correlation, right? But I'd like to see price traded into this premium here, 1.1893, and then if we get the proper time and price, look to execute short positions. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at on euro. A secondary level here, just an area of interest will be this structure point here. As you can see, the high within this structure and the low within this structure that produced this buy to sell, this liquidity run, and a nice alignment here. As you can see, the high of this wick, the low of this wick at 1.1860. Okay, so that's kind of a first little area of interest, but I'd prefer us to get into a little steeper premium here into that 30-minute up close on the euro to look for that shorting opportunity down. Okay, now if we do breach this level, okay, and I'm not ruling it out, but we still have kind of imbalance up here that I believe price could trade into. We could, okay, but for now I'm more focused in on this level here and seeing what kind of reaction we can get from this level. Okay, but mark this level off here just in case we do get that final run up, taking out this high and coming into our imbalance up close candle, as you can see here, that ran out equal highs. Okay, so just keep that in the back of your mind on euro. All right, so Aussie dollar, okay, AUDUSD. Okay, not much to talk about here, okay, besides the fact that I would like continuations to the upside. Right, I really think we can take out this high here at 7,420, and that can be a short-term, medium-term target for you. Okay, but kind of going a little bit lower in time frames, what I would like to see is for price to actually trade into, okay, discount. Okay, if you can pull a fib here, you don't even have to pull a fib to know that we're not in discount. We're currently trading in premium. All right, so I would like for price to trade lower, and this is my area of interest. I'm not going to go into why, because that would take too long to dive into those lower time frames on this episode. But this is my area of interest, right, where I'd like to scale in to look for those long opportunities. Okay, does it mean to sell into this? Probably not. I prefer not to on this particular pair. okay? But I am looking for the retracement, higher time frame, to take that continuation up and into 7,420. Okay, you can see that we're trading into, and I'll go down to the hourly time frame. You can see a big sell to buy that happened during election week. The high within the structure we did retest, as well as that 4-hour 50 EMA. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if price actually just continued on up and took out that high. Wouldn't surprise me, but I'm not going to break my rules and be buying way up here at premiums, right? So I would prefer us to just dig down deeper, maybe into that daily 50 EMA, and obviously within this area of interest, I've identified some lower time frame candles of interest for a reaction. Okay, so that's kind of my outlook, my bias on Aussie, and pretty similar, obviously, with NZDUSD. Okay, NZDUSD, we should be looking for only buying opportunities into equal highs. Okay, equal highs on the weekly time frame, 6,940 area. Okay, we should be buying into equal highs. Okay, so any retracements take as an excuse to buy into 6,940. Okay, once 6,940 is destroyed, okay, I could see a massive sell-off on this pair. Okay, but just not yet. It's not quite ready. But once we do take out these highs here, I would not be surprised if we saw a lot of selling volume enter into the market. Okay, so that is NZDUSD. GU. Okay, GU. Kind of similar to Aussie and NU. All right, I'm looking for pullback more or less into our weekly down close candle, and you'll see that this aligns with a daily down close candle as well at 30500. Okay, so moving down to the daily, you can see the open of this daily candlestick. I believe that was election day as well. Okay, but I'd like for us to trade into this round number 3050 before scaling in and looking for continuation long to the upside. Okay, and if you pull a reverse fib, okay, you can see where that negative 27 fib extension, okay, of this bearish move would line up very nicely with the area of interest, higher time frame for continuations long. Okay, so you know, if you get the right time and price, you know, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to look for counter trend shorts into this level. Just understand that we are higher time frame overall bullish still. Okay, I just prefer price to trade into here before I buy it. Therefore, I am potentially looking at selling opportunities if they present themselves on pound. Okay, a little bit different on Aussie. I'd rather stay away from trying to short Aussie or Kiwi. Okay, but pound, this one does look somewhat attractive for potential shorts because of the confluences around this level to buy it. Okay, so there is a 1 minute candle here, 1.32486 is my area of interest. Obviously, you can see I kind of put up my long short position on the chart, and you know, I'll be looking to scale in and take that trade if my rules are met at the right time and price. Okay, a few more. EURJPY. Okay, not much to go over on this one. Just wanted to highlight our trades last week. This level was given out on Monday. This level was sent as a trade idea. As you can see, zero drawdown, perfect entry. Currently floating, I believe, floating about 75, hit about 85 at its trough. Okay, so very, very nice trade given out last week. And what I want to point out on EURJPY is the fact that this pair is currently still bearish. Here we are on the 4-hour time frame. You can see we are still creating lower lows and lower highs. Okay, yes, we traded into these highs, but we ran them, we purged them, and have traded in the opposite direction, distributing in price here. Okay, we did not break and close above structure. Therefore, we are still bearish and can naturally still expect a new lower low. Okay, and with that lower low long-term target, I am still focusing in on these very nice lows down here at 120.28. Okay, I believe that objective can be met, and with the trade idea we gave out, could end up being a 1 to 27. Just got to be patient with it, but we are distributing here in price after running out this liquidity within these wicks, okay, within these relative equal highs. Okay, so I will be looking for continuations to the downside following this trend creating lower lows and lower highs on EURJPY. Okay. GBPJPY. Now this one's tricky. This one is tricky. Pound can be tricky at times. Okay, but pound is, as you can see, we're kind of trapping ourselves in somewhat of a wedge, creating higher lows and lower highs. Okay, so with this up close candle, you can see traded into this up close candle, this inefficiency, and then again, if I drag this over, you can see we traded into this candle just last week. Okay, and we're treated significantly from that. Okay, but given the fact that here on the weekly time frame, we ran out significant old lows here with this kind of reaction, I am expecting long term higher prices on GBPJPY. Okay, I'm expecting higher prices. All right, so but right now, as I just pointed out, we are still somewhat trapped. Okay, so just be careful on this one and don't get caught in the middle. Okay. Just make sure you're more or less buying at discounts and selling at premiums here on GJ. Okay, but in terms of an area of interest for GJ, I would like to kind of scale into this 4-hour level here initially. Doesn't mean I'm placing a limit. I just want to see what kind of reaction we might have from this level. Okay, now the only thing that concerns me about looking to buy this here is this. Okay, I don't really like this. Okay, this is engineered pooled liquidity here. Okay, that will get taken out eventually. Right? Doesn't mean it has to now, but it just scares me trying to buy something within here when we just right below have very clean equal lows. Okay, so again, not my favored setup. It's just something I'm looking at, and I wanted to give you guys somewhat of a higher time frame perspective on this pair. All right, last one, GBPCHF. Had a very strong week last week after consolidating for quite a few days. Okay, we did not take out our old high here, so I do expect price to more or less fill this wick and take out this high, but we are within a higher time frame range still. Okay, we are within a higher time frame range, but ultimately I expect these highs here to be run. Okay, and so if we were looking to potentially take a long position, I have our H4, 50% of our H4 imbalance here, right around 1.1900 would be a nice discounted level to scale in and look for upside continuations. Okay, after breaking out of this consolidation block. Okay, so that is what I'm looking at on GBP CHF. Again, I'm looking for discounted prices to buy into relative equal highs at 1.222. Okay. So again, quick breakdown today. Wanted to give you all a perspective kind of on a higher time frame and kind of a bias for what we're looking for. And again, we can use the principles and the concepts that we teach for execution on the lower time frames. All right, so that's it for today. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a wonderful week in the markets. All right, thanks.